Hello out there, YouTubers. Welcome back. As you can see, my dogs are hanging. Been cleaning those up. I cleaned them up last night. I was probably working on until 11 o'clock. I had wood boxes are good for hanging a lot of stuff on, painting things. Here's one dog. It's got to go to the weld shop, get a weld. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. I can see it in the camera. Got a crack in it there. Before it explodes, I'll do that. These things are, I don't know, probably, if you wanted to buy a new one, probably $200 or $300. I got no idea. There's one of the bars that I did. Mess in here, clean it up. I still have to do these. I guess these are the actual dogs. The others might be the dog houses. I don't know. I got to do those. I'll do them at night after it gets dark. I can do it up here with the lights on out here. I'm on my third wire wheel. I've been wearing wire wheels out like madman. Got blasted by rain again yesterday, so I got that. Here's the racks I got to put on. They're actually, they were all clean and painted. They just need a bath, so I'm going to do that today. I'm going to show you some of the stuff. We're going to ride on down now. Oh, here's parts. Got a lot of assembly required. Just all sorts of stuff. Everything's cleaned and painted. Some of these had to be recessed, so when you put the bolt in there, the tapered bolt in there, it wouldn't stick above this. So when your board hits it, it slides up. It'll mean more to you later. Here's how they basically, this holds those rollers. It goes on like this or like this, and this has got to be smooth all the way up here. So if your board comes in, hits, and goes up, that's what that is. These are the bolts for the splitter in the back, but I think they should have a lock washer on there, so I got to dig up a lock washer. Anyhow, we're going to run down to Sawmill and show you a list of what's going on. I backed this thing in so it wouldn't take so long to get down there, because meaninglessly motion. You guys been on this trip a million times, so this will be 1,000,001. But I wanted to show you the stuff that's where I've been wire brushing everything. We cleaned it. I showed you that. I cleaned that. Now I got to I got them all wire. I think all my wiring is done except for the actual pointy dogs. I didn't notice I trimmed all these trees. I still haven't got the tree up in the backyard. I got to do that. Going down the mill. There's the old my tripod. I don't know what it is. Excuse me. Here we are. Not too far. Basically, I was going to go over a list of things that I got to get done before we get sawing. I want to be sawing, like I said, by the end of the month, but it's going to be a tight run. So here's the list. I don't know, it doesn't show up in the camera that you can see that. So maybe I get here. It still doesn't show up in the camera. That can't read a thing on there in the camera. It doesn't even look clear. So maybe we'll just go over it. Here's the rollers. They're all wire brushed, clean and painted. Those are the springs that go in the dogs. These are the tapered cap head bolts, or whatever you call them, that go in those things. These are the roller hangers. Oh, I put this on, which is kind of interesting. Just put that on last night. That keeps it from this belt. These belts like to reverse, stay running all the time. That stops that from doing that. There's the holder for the splitter there, and all this stuff goes on here. I think before I put that on, I think I might try to wash this up a little bit, make it look a little more presentable. Anyhow, here's the list. We're going to go what I got to do before I saw by the end of the month. We got to, maybe you can see it there, install the rack bars. Okay, those are the things that were in the Kubota. They go on, I got it here, they go on this head block, that head block. We're talking about that rack assembly there. Probably won't need them, but I like to put them on so I don't lose them. Put together all the dogs. All those dogs are in 1,000,000 parts. Got to put them together. Install the splitter, which is back there. That shouldn't be too bad. Install the front and middle rollers. There's one roller that goes across here, and another roller that goes right there. And I'm not sure whether I'll make a third roller or not, a fourth roller actually. Exhaust. Okay, I got to get some exhaust on the 471. I got it all up to here, but I got to get it through the wall out there. You can see where I've run it a little bit, and these things always blow smoke and stuff. So I got to get something through there so I don't have such a mess. Plus the fan is toward the Sawyer side, so the smoke would go into the, you just got to get it cleaned up, get it away from you. The floor under the shaft, this is a big thing that I'm interested in getting done before we saw. I pulled in this piece of steel yesterday after the rain. That thing was heavy. It's 8-inch channel. And what I'm going to do, it's going to take a long time to drill through all that steel because you just can't get in there easy. So I have to be drilling up. Once I mark, I got to drill through from the top and put a pilot divot in the channel steel, and then drill from the bottom. So that ought to be a thing. I've already made the boards for here. I made those a long time ago. They're white oak. They've already been run through the planer. They've been cured for, I don't know, a year or so. Steps over the shaft. This shaft here has to have steps over it. Reason being is, number one, it's high, but the biggest reason this shaft has to have it is because it's got a keyway in it. That keyway could grab you. Turn this whole thing. That keyway could grab you. That's why that other one in the back doesn't quite concern me as much. There's no keyway in it that can really grab something. Okay, steps over the shaft, but I don't really need to do that to saw, but I'd like to. Clean up the deck. That mess has got to get cleaned up. You know, you just can't have that there. A lot of that stuff, I'll go over there, see if I can get over there, climb over this stuff. I'm pretty good at climbing over things. A lot of this crappy stuff here gets put on down here along this edge and down along this edge because this is all going to get backfilled with dirt up to here, and we'll go over that in a minute. That's what all that, there's 24 tandem triple axles of dirt on the other side of that box there. So this will all come up and be level here. Okay, I got to get the wood off the deck. Here we go, climbing up again. I got to get that wood off the log deck, which that shouldn't be particularly a problem. I'll probably just pick it up and set it down on the next deck because I'm not going to be putting a monster log on here to begin with. 2x4s on the log deck. Okay, here it was designed. I guess you can see the step there. That the log deck is 2 inches below there, so I got to put 2x4s in here so it'll go on there easier. The reason you did that is because you always tear them up and they get screwed up and stuff like that. So I'm kind of trying to keep my log deck from getting messed up. And 2x4s instead of the whole width there, because then you can put a PV under there and really jack a log in there. Okay, I got to wash the husk, which I just, oh man, there it came in. Here's a list. Wash the husk. And I got to get the log gauge on here. I'd like to get the log gauge on here. I don't particularly need it to saw with because I put that other log gauge on that you saw in a previous movie. Here's some things that I want to get done. You could see it in here, so maybe I go through here. Okay, I want to put a door on the Detroit. Okay, there's a door that I want to put in this area here over the Detroit. A box in the Detroit. See down there, there's a footer and a set of angles up there to put a 6x6 up to the roof so I can close this to make it a little less noisy, and it'll be open to that direction so the it'll stay cool, but try to keep the noise down. Sliding door on the end. Okay, down there the opening, I want a sliding door there so in case the carriage gets away on that direction it won't knock the building down, but be able to close it off. Okay, sawdust sides down here. I got to get some sides on this so all the sawdust doesn't come underneath both directions. Basically, keep the sawdust captured in an area down there. Blower for the sawdust. There's a blower under that plastic, excuse me, to go on there. Sawdust chain. I'm going to try to put a sawdust chain on here also. The blower is more to keep the area down there in a negative atmosphere because the sawdust has a tendency to come up out of there if you don't. You'd have to see it on mills. You see it in a lot of mills, especially down at Jeffrey's. Let's see, where are we at? Install top saw. A lot of you guys know that I got a top saw for this thing, So that'll be there. The back wall, I want to get a back wall on it. I already got the tin for it. I want to get the back wall on it. Front top wall. Okay, I'd like to get this area here finished up. But I got to saw a telephone pole for that. That's telephone pole wood. Install top saw back wall, front top wall, gable in. That's probably the most important thing up there. I got to get those truss, that last truss covered up. Be interesting. Bolts on the back brace. I still haven't, believe it or not, I still don't have my bolts in there because I need help getting the purlin board up there because the bolts go through the purlin board. So finding help here is kind of a difficult thing to do, and those boards are, I don't know, 10 foot long. They're all cut, they're ready to go. And then I can drill them myself, that isn't a problem. Finish off the deck. Down there's some areas that just haven't been quite finished. Backfill the mill, that's what I was saying about the dirt. Move the pulleys. Okay, those pulleys there, 2 of them go on that side of the shaft. But another thing on the list is we redid this engine, but the rear main oil seal leaks like a sieve. So all this has got to come out because the transmission has to come out and all that kind of stuff to put a new seal in there. And at that time, I'm going to move those pulleys to over here. That one runs an edger. The other one runs, one runs an edger, one runs a hydraulic pump for the log turner, one of the log turners. Let's see, move pulleys, log turner 1, do it, log turner 2. Repair the main seal on that. We just talked about the brake for this thing. This thing has a brake on it, so I want to install right here, install a hydraulic cylinder down here to apply the brake. So if you want to stop the saw fast, you can just pull an air valve up here, which I already got, because all the controls here, you can disengage the clutch here, you can engine here. The only thing you can't do is start it. So I got some more controls to put up there. So let's see, and air dogs. I've made the air dogs but hadn't put them on. Meanwhile, here's some of the stuff at the house I got to do. Okay, mow grass, clean the boiler, start the boiler up. That takes 2 days in that situation. Get leaves. Leaves takes about an hour and a half a batch, and I usually get 15 batch. Trim some trees, the apple trees and peach trees. Log from the backyard I still haven't finished getting up. Work on the lift. Okay, you can't see it down there, but there's a lift down there I got to get worked on. The squirrels got into it. Put away cement mixer. That's not too bad putting that away. So I got, and plus things that just come along that you don't really plan expecting it. So that's kind of a list of what's going on. I got some lights up. I guess I should have put on there, put more lights in. I want to put some down this side and the off-bearer side. They seem to work real well. I imagine birds are going to have a fun time putting nests on them. That's why I let them hang as opposed to putting them up fixed, because the birds don't get on them as much. Anyway, that's that. This is a good time to hit the like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Appreciate it. Helps me out. So take a minute out. Oh, I forgot one other thing. A lot of you guys noticed in the video and made a comment that the boys weren't around on the last video. The boys ran away. That was the bad news. The good news is they hang out at the Sawmill. They hang out next to that 55-gallon barrel, and they drink beer. Okay? Maybe not while they're sawing, I hope. But anyhow, so I had to do it, man. I had to get the boys back. So what I did is I had a Bernie barrel down here, and I had the Sawmill down here, and well, guys, I caught them. They escaped, but I got them back. So anyhow, I'm going to leave them in there and maybe teach them a little lesson not to run away. I don't know if they'll learn from that. They're pretty smart fellows, but if they're that smart, they wouldn't have run away. But anyhow, we got them back. They're here. They're getting a little lesson, so they should learn. And I think they'll be back to full good guys. Well, they are good guys. Full, I don't know what. Anyhow, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. I haven't made a movie because of the weather. It's going to be hard to get all this done by the end of the week, basically, because the end of the year. I got an appointment to go to the MVA and get some kind of special license. That's going to chew up probably quite a few hours tomorrow. Anyhow, hit me the like button if you would. Hit me the subscribe button if you like this kind of crazy stuff. And hopefully, I might do a 1-minute one after this one if I get some of this nonsense done today. So do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. I keep the guys in the cage for a day. Maybe they'll learn their lesson. Over and out. Thanks now. Bye.